How to become so attractive it feels illegal. My name is Sergio, I'm 26 years old and I've dated hundreds of attractive women. Now I grew up with a lot of social anxiety and below average looks. But in this video, I'll be going over the steps that I took to become irresistible to high quality women. And if you want to work with me one-on-one to level up your dating life, then link is in my description. Point number one is you want to start filming yourself daily. I know what you're thinking. You're probably in your head about filming yourself on camera and you probably don't like the sound of your own voice. And this is why you want to film yourself more so you can get more desensitized to your own communication. And with enough filming, you start to see the patterns with your communication. You see where you're good and where you're not so good. As you start to make feedback on your communication, you're going to increase your vibe and how you come off to women. Everyone nowadays talks about looks being the thing, not realizing that it's more about how you carry yourself than your looks themselves. The nonverbal communication is really the biggest sign of how attractive a man is. How he walks, how he smiles, how he moves his hands. So it goes without saying that if you can improve the way you communicate, you will look way more attractive. And if you don't believe me, here's some videos of how I used to speak, and here's how I speak now. Point number two is to learn how to flirt and tease with women through cold approach. The reason cold approach is so effective to improve your game is that these women don't know you, which means they have a stronger filter and they have a higher chance of rejecting you. Which I know it sounds scary, but the benefit here is that when you do something not so attractive during a pickup interaction, a girl will reject you and thus you will learn from the situation. If all you did was go on a Tinder or a Hinge date, you won't learn about your game that much because many of these girls will hear you say something cringy and they're still not gonna walk away right in that moment. And that's why pickup and cold approach is essential to learning how to actually flirt and tease with women. It gives you that instant feedback that you need. And not only that, but you have endless repetition so you can walk around and improve your game. And on top of all of that, cold approach will make you way more confident in yourself, and that's gonna bleed off in the way you communicate. Point number three is to lose body fat and gain muscle where it counts. Contrary to popular belief, women don't care about how big you are as much as you think. It's more about how lean and aesthetic you look. And a lot of that comes down to your proportions. Having a wide shoulder to waist ratio is like the equivalent of a woman having a wide hip to waist ratio. It's very masculine and sexy. So really you wanna get down to about 12% body fat, and from there gain muscle in your shoulders, traps, chest, and your lat. The reason losing body fat is so important is that it makes your face more attractive. And it's been shown with many studies that women care about your face more than any other physical trait you have. So if you can have a more attractive face by simply losing weight, why wouldn't you? The easiest way to start losing weight is to walk 20,000 to 15,000 steps a day and eat less calories than your maintenance. And it goes without saying that you should be eating foods that are very satiating and high in protein. Point number four is to work on your skincare. I grew up with really bad skin. I had rosacea and I had a lot of acne. No one really taught me how to take care of my skin, but after years of going on dates with women and getting advice from them, these are the skincare tips that I've learned. You don't want to follow generic skincare advice. You want to follow whatever advice is suited for your skin type. You might be dry, oily, or a mixture of both. From there, you need to have a consistent routine that you do in the morning and night, and you don't want to waver from this. And that routine will usually consist of toner, moisturizer, and sunscreen. Anything on top of this can help, but you really want to be consistent with these three. Now, besides what you're actually putting on your face, you do want to drink a lot of water and start eating more healthy. This will make your skin glow better. And the final tip is to be outside more and get more sunlight on your skin. Point number five is to level up your style and your fashion. This is something that I've only recently took more seriously. But ever since I've leveled up my style, women have noticed me a lot more. I actually hired an expert who works with models to improve their style. And after a couple sessions with her, this is what I've learned. The two biggest pillars of style is your fit and the color. Everything else is nowhere near as important. As long as you have colors that are going well with your skin type and going well with the other clothes you have, and the fit is going well with your body and accentuating the features that are good and not accentuating the features that are bad, then you're on your way. So really you need to measure your entire body and you need to start figuring out what parts of your body need more accentuation and what parts of your body need to look smaller. That is how you figure out the fitting of your clothes. And in terms of the actual color, you want to literally grab cloths of different colors and look at a mirror. And what you're gonna notice is certain colors will highlight your face in a better fashion and certain colors won't. For example, white would make my skin look a little bit more red and dull. but dark green will make me glow and look very healthy. Everyone has a slightly different color palette, so you need to really experiment here. But once you find the colors that make your skin glow and look more warm and healthy, you need to start wearing those colors more often. And as for fitting, most people could use stronger accentuation with their shoulders and make their waist look smaller. And if you're really lanky and long looking, then you want to make your clothes make you look more wide. And on the contrary, if you're a little bit wide and stubby, you want to make your clothes look more elegant and long. Final fashion tip is you want to find your style. You don't have to dress like everybody else. You don't have to dress like me either. At the end of the day, it's your freedom to express yourself, but you want to be intentional with what you express. So don't be afraid to experiment as long as you're being intentional, because at the end of the day, it's not so much about the clothes you wear, but it's about how you wear them. Which goes back to our first point about building your confidence and your communication and vibe. And if you got value from all these points, and you really want to level up even further, then link is in my description to apply to work with me one-on-one. That's all for this video, guys. Have a great day. Peace.